sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Christopher Cruz in Washington. President Trump is reportedly considering ordering the U.S. military to attack targets in Iran. Details from CBS News national security correspondent James Laporta.
There was a meeting at the White House in the Situation Room where President Trump was considering his options over whether or not to join the Israelis in a potential strike on Iran. Amongst those options is whether or not we would potentially send in our B-2 bombers. Israel has long wanted to strike at Iran's nuclear facilities, but they don't necessarily have the logistical means to do so.
Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem was taken to the hospital today, says CBS's Jennifer Jacobs.
Noem apparently had an allergic reaction and was being treated at George Washington University Hospital's emergency room.
The federal appeals court in San Francisco heard arguments today about whether President Trump had the authority to send the National Guard to Los Angeles to help ICE agents. The story from KCBS radio reporter Raquel Maria Dillon.
A three-judge panel is deliberating over whether it was legal for the president to federalize the National Guard. With a previous ruling on hold, California's lawyers argued that the law requires President Trump to present evidence that the LA protests were a dangerous rebellion. Trump's attorney, Brett Shumate, argued the courts have no power to check the president.
The district court improperly second-guessed the president's judgment about the need to call up the Guard.
No word on when the panel will rule, but it'll likely be appealed. Raquel Maria Dillon for CBS News, San Francisco.
An Afghan national who helped American troops during the war in Afghanistan is now in the custody of ICE agents. CBS News investigative reporter Madeline May reports Saeed Nasir's lawyer says his client has a special immigrant visa because of his work for the military.
Last week, he went to his immigration hearing in San Diego, where shortly after his mandatory hearing, two unidentified ICE agents arrested him, and he's now in detention in San Diego for an indefinite period of time.
A Food Network star has died.
Ann Burrell was a fixture on the Food Network.
Oh my God, this is like Groundhog Day.
Best known as the longtime host of Worst Cooks in America, turning not-so-great cooks...
Your fish is under season, your caponata is under season.
...into better ones. She was on a number of other Food Network shows, most recently the competition series House of Knives. Burrell graduated from the prestigious Culinary Institute of America in 1996 and eventually authored cookbooks and made her way to TV. Chef Ann Burrell died at her home in Brooklyn at 55 years old. Matt Piper, CBS News, New York.
No cause of death released. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
9:03 on Tuesday, June 17th. 75 degrees. Could have some showers overnight. The really heavy stuff is well north of us. Lows in the 70s. Good evening. I'm Nick Iannelli. The top story we're following this hour. It's election night here on WTOP as we continue tracking the results of the Virginia primary elections that happened today. We do have some results, and in the handful of House of Delegates primaries, we do have at least one winner locally. With more on all of this, we go out to the WTOP newsroom and the election desk. Mike Murillo's been following the results. Mike, how's it going?
Hey, going great. Let's take a look at those numbers when it comes to the House delegates, as you mentioned. So we had earlier tonight called Greg Gorham for District 21. That's the GOP primary there that represents parts of Prince William County. He had a commanding lead there, 66%, compared to Sahar Smith's only 27%. And Xanthi Larson had 6% in that race. And as you just heard on WTOP, Patrick Hope is going to hold on to his seat. He's been in that seat since 2010 for District 1 in Arlington County, and he has 72% of the vote with 97% of the precincts and votes counted. So that means the AP has called it for him. Arjun Srikanth, a software engineer, and Sean Epstein, a cybersecurity expert. They were in the running as well. And Arjun Srikanth had 18.9% of the vote. Sean Epstein with only 8% of the vote. And earlier, you just had Patrick Hope on, and he says he's among the declared winners here tonight, and saying to that.
And clearly, this is a clear message that we're not done fighting. And I'm so grateful for Arlingtonians for agreeing to send me back to Richmond.
That's what he says. Voters are telling him, hoping talking WTOP just a moment ago. He says what's happening nationally is really motivating voters this time around.
Voters are very concerned about what's happening in Washington. They're concerned about the reductions in force for federal employees and contractors. Everyone at some point is affected by that.
Now, the only other delegate race that we're watching, District 62 in our region, the GOP primary there between Karen Hamilton and Clay Jackson. Karen Hamilton has 58% of the vote, 41% of the vote for Clay Jackson, a beef farmer. Karen Hamilton, Army wife, and also the wife of the short-time FEMA interim director under President Trump. She has 58% of the vote in that race, and she's already declared victory this evening with a message thanking her, the voters for trusting in her, and we will see the AP not calling that race as of yet. Now, Nick, let's jump over to the bigger races we're watching. Lieutenant